Esteemed Headmistress Pam, respected coordinators, teachers, and dear parents, a very good afternoon to one and all present here. We stand at the threshold of an exciting new journey as St. Angel School has been selected to participate in the National Credit Framework NCrF Pilot program for the academic session 2024-25. This initiative, guided by the vision of holistic education, offers our students the unique opportunity to earn credits not only through academics but also through their co curricular and extracurricular pursuits, ensuring that every talent and effort is recognized and nurtured. As the great Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. With the NCRF, we are poised to arm our students with this power in the most comprehensive and inclusive way. We are deeply grateful for the leadership and guidance of our headmistress, ma'am, and the unwavering support of our coordinators and teachers whose dedication ensures that our students are always at the forefront of educational excellence. Together, we look forward to this new chapter of growth and learning. Now, I would like to call our headmistress, ma'am, to give her insights on this course.
Thank you so very much, Unnati ma'am. Good afternoon, dear parents, respected teachers. Welcome to the session. Today, I'm here to introduce you all to the NCRF, which is very much in the discussion in the entire education field of India. I hope I'm audible to all. Pratibha
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
Unnati
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So,
Yes, ma'am.
we all know that we had at NEP 2020 launched when we were all in the pandemic time, and from there on which the journey started, and this NEP talks a lot about improving the education system in India. So whatever education system right now we were facing a lot of issues because it hasn't changes for years. So government took this initiative and decided we need to change certain things in our system so that we all are comfortable and we all are able to give holistic education to the students. So I'm taking you through this presentation today of NCRF National Curriculum Framework Pilot Project. So first disclaimer that this is not exactly what is going to get implemented in India for upcoming years. This is the year of pilot project. Okay. So whatever recommendations are there in NCRF, there are certain schools all across the India who have been identified by CBSE, and our school, St. Angel, is one of them. So we are the chosen ones who is running pilot across India on this NCRF, and we will be actually submitting a report to CBSE and telling them what this and whatever was proposed was workable, and this is something we need to work on it. All right. Just to get a little insight about it, how the GAT things will happen in 2025. I had an insight myself, Mrs. Nidhi Dhawan, Pratibha Sehrawat for senior department for grade 9th and 11th. We all went to a session by CBSE and we discussed this, and they were not telling us whatever credit score you say and your children they have accumulated this year, how to go about it. Just take it up and put it there. No. They will be considering that also in upcoming year of school. This is the advantage with us. So this is going to be a little serious thing from the education side. And we are the chosen ones, so we are going to propose these credit scores to CBSE, and CBSE may take it up for the students. Those who are already enrolled in the session of 23, 24, 25 as of now. Because we have to do a lot of research, we have to do a lot of planning, and you come to know what exactly I'm talking about right now. through these slides. Though it's not very difficult, it's simple process, but it's a process. It's not a one-day task or target. It's nothing to be about, okay, we'll do slowly, gradually, within a day, we'll sit in the exams and we'll get the credit score. It's a process. And that process we have to understand. So that is why I want my parents, my teachers, my students to join the session. Basically, we only tweaking it a bit, whatever NCrF document proposed. Unfortunately, we have been doing it from 2020. So we all are comfortable. Even as parents, you know certain things. Even as teacher, we know certain things. The children also knew something about it. So there is no rocket science how to go about it. There's a process we'll definitely inform you, and you have to handhold us in that way. What is going to happen? How should I prepare for my child for it? And unfortunately, you don't have to prepare your child for this within a day. As I'm continuously saying, regularly we have to go through it. It's a process. We will take it up in a very simpler way. We'll take evaluation pattern scheme. Also, we will be sharing your date sheet syllabus time to time. For the simpler content, you can say, we have to do this entire work in school only. But you should be informed. You should be aware about it. So we, like, when I talk about education policy, 2020, we are already aware that I already spoken to all the parents about it when we started making changes in the system. We shared number of messages to you people that we are the chosen ones and we are selected as a pilot project for NCrF. That is that education is a fundamental of achieving the maximum potential. Okay. We are developing an equitable, you can say, just society, promoting, if you go through this, a particular statement, why education is fundamental for achieving the maximum potential. Just go through the statement and gradually you will understand what I'm talking about it. So dear parents, it doesn't matter. Basically, child is scoring 90%, child is scoring 33%. Credit will be given to the child. The child is going for an assembly, and if the child is at home researching something and getting counted, these hours are getting counted in the learning outcomes. And the level only when his learning hours is proved that child has done it. For example, Yogeshwari ma'am, kindly go through the next slides. Let's come to the key principles for the National Credit Framework. Basically, this NCrF is the framework formulated for unified credit accumulation and transfer of all the forms in education in India. This framework allows students to earn credits. There are 3 credits for one subject towards the demonstrating education. Basically, this framework is designed to enable rather than the regularity. NCrF also recognizes the benefits of online and distance learning, and it tries that incorporates these modes of education as well. Next one, please, ma'am. Basically, child has to attend total national learning hours. So total national learning hours for assignment of credit scores in school education has been agreed to 1200 years per year, for which the student shall be awarded 40 credits. That in charges will definitely let you know after this presentation how these learning outcome percentage and this learning hours and this credit points will be or would be awarded to the students for the purpose of credit calculation under NCrF, because there's a lot in Hindi, in English, in physical education, you can say in art, other subjects. If he is trying something in other field, in skill subjects also, he will be or she will be credited for the credit score point as per the CBSE documentation. So 30 notional learning hours will be counted as 1 credit. See, if NCrF is assigning 3 credit score for English, so we have to fight a lot for 1 credit. Again, I'm repeating this, 30 notional learning hour will be counted as 1 credit. Students may take additional courses, they may take additional programs, subjects, pilot projects beyond 40 credits. So these 40 credits are for the main subject or for the supplementary ones. But if the child is going for any other additional course, he or she may get additional credit point also. So this way they will be benefited about it. Total learning hours can be creditized for laboratory work, for innovation work, class projects, assignment, tutorials. See, earlier, other students were participating in n number of activities. And they were thinking, what is the use? The other students are also sitting in exam and they are getting also 95%. So hardly it matters, but now it matters as per NCrF scheme. This assessment is thus mandatory for earning credits for all types of learning and progression for the next assessment band. Next, Yogeshwari ma'am. I hope you are very much aware about this, why education is fundamental for achieving the maximum potential. How to develop equitable rights and just societies promoting. If you go through this particular statement, definitely you will understand what I'm talking about and why I'm taking this PPT of NCrF among you people. 1 hour will not be comfortable in child learning hours. Child will be clearing the level if he gets at least 75% of the learning hours. Now the total learning hours are 1200. बच्चे को जब तक उसका 75% नहीं मिलता है वो अपना लेवल क्लियर नहीं कर सकता. Example, the child is present in the school and the child has to say, see, 1 hour of class English. And if the child is skipping the class and gone somewhere else, without giving information to the teacher, without approval of the teacher, that 1 hour will not be comfortable in the child's learning hour. Outrightly, teacher can denote absent. She can minus that learning hours from the child's studies, from the total learning hours. So such kind of discipline things are also getting included in entire structure, and that is what you will be talking to the students again and again. I want you to bridge the gap and you have to explain this, the entire concept to them as well. So they remain alert that if they are absent from the school or they absent from the class, they should be responsible enough to ensure that they have to take permission from the teacher, from the in charge at least. The National Education Policy 2020, it's called a complete transformation of India's schooling system to make it the highest quality of all students' equitability and to serve the need of aspirations of the country and its people today and for future as well. Next one, ma'am. So as per NEP 2020, they proposed NCrF also, which gives holistic education, effective learning, integration of vocational and academic education, multidisciplinary and holistic education, integration, creditization of learning, and it enables multiple entry, multiple exits pathway, as we are providing skill subject also. There are certain schools, those are providing only 5 main subjects, but here also we are providing one extra, that skill subject in class 6th, 7th and 8th. You can say coding and handicraft, I believe, Nidhi ma'am. And in grade 9th and 10th.
Yes, ma'am. In class 6, handicraft, 7th and 8th, coding.
So they can hone their skills equally for these skill subjects. Next one, ma'am. So these total notional learning hours to be 1200 per year, for which the student learners shall be awarded 40 credits. वो 1200 घंटे के बाद में ही आपको 40 क्रेडिट पॉइंट के लिए फाइट करना है. नाउ हाउ टू फैच these 40 credits, that is a challenge. So these 30 notional learning hours will be counted for 1 credit. Equally, we have 3 credit for 1 subject. Again, how these 30 notional learning hours will be counted as 2nd credit and 3rd, so on. So students are getting these additional programs benefited to go beyond these 40 credit points. These are additional. Next one, ma'am. Basically, this scheme of studies for classes 6 to 12, nowadays NCRF is targeting on these three classes, 6th, 9th and 11th. It must be redesigned, it must be updated, and should mention the credit and hours against each subject and component of assessment. As per the scheme of studies of the respective board, the number of hours subject may be fixed and accordingly credits to be earned for per subject, and it will be saved in the DigiLocker after a time. So this curriculum of each subject must be divided as per the hours allotted for the particular subject. So each chapter will contain or carry a weightage this time. Each chapter may be allotted to the notional hours accordingly. So hours are allocated to each topic, each concept of the chapter in the pilot project. So now teachers are going to assess their chapter-wise assessment, their content-wise assessment, and they will be giving the credit score. For example, if teacher has taken the entire chapter and she has given 8 marks weightage for the chapter, and she is given 3 homeworks also, 2 projects, 1 model, child has completed all. Then in totality, the chapter weightage carries 15 marks. Child has done homework also, he or she has prepared assignment also, models and project also, and he has done the classwork on time. Then only he or she can fetch the 15 marks for this particular subject. So we are on it, we are preparing the scheme. Now you have to be equally alert, dear parents. Next one, Yogeshwari ma'am. Total learning hours per subject in school is approximately 160 hours. I'm talking about one subject, don't get confused please, and minimum 40 to 50. That is why I'm reiterating this point. 75% of total learning hours, which is 1200, it's mandatory. Then only teacher can allot credit point, otherwise she is answerable for it. How can she allot the marks? Maybe per subject she can unmark the project work, she can unmark the peer learning, self-study, thus totaling to 210 hours for one. The credit shall be reflected in the marks statement, grade card for final examination. So this time you will get the report card along with the credit score allotted by NCrF document. So the credit earned shall be deposited in the academic bank of credit of a student, which will be linked with the DigiLocker. If you would like to click a picture of the slide, you can. I'm reiterating this very, very important point again. These credits earned shall be deposited in the academic bank of credit of a student, which will be linked with the DigiLocker. As we are on the pilot project, so we are also expecting this time our students will get this credit score additionally. These credits can only be earned in full or nil. For example, if a child is coming and claiming that they inform the teacher, that they talk about what they would learn it in that, and then only allotted to them these 1200 or 75% of notional learning hours of the year, which is essential, and the child is not doing so, so they cannot claim without assessment. Without assessment, the credit points will not be given in the subject, and the subject combined will make the point. That doesn't mean the child is cleared the exam in the end and he or she can claim, okay, ma'am, I'm eligible for these credit score points. No. If the child did not come to school, if he is not regular, he is not punctual, he is not disciplined, we cannot allow the child to sit in the exam. And if case the child is sitting in the exam, he cannot claim that I can fetch total 3 credit points as per NCrF scheme. As written in the last line, student can earn either full 3 credit point upon passing a subject after assessment, or nil. Teacher can give 0 also for not passing a subject. So सिर्फ एक एग्जाम में बैठना they cannot fetch it. We have to judge the child on the basis of regularity, discipline, attendance, project models, homework, overall assessment of the child, continuous assessment of the child. Next, ma'am. In the true spirit of NEP 2020, the total outcome-based learning hours, you can also click the picture if you would like to. Total based learning hours for credit shell subject to assessment include classroom teaching, lab work, yearly and half-yearly examination, experiential learning, which includes relevant experience and professional level acquired activity hours, performing arts, music, handicraft work. So, dear parents and activity teachers, I hope you're also listening. These supplementary subjects, scholastic and co-scholastic subjects, are equally important as per NCrF document. Debate, discussion, essay writing, recitation, competition, storytelling competition, story writing competition, and celebration of festival. So we were not distinguish others, but this time we have to acknowledge their performance, their participation in each and every activities. Thank you. Next, Yogeshwari ma'am. So total learning hours and additional learning hours will be counted on the basis of sports, life skill education, social community work, you can say art of giving, NCC, bagless days, field work, vocational education, visits, temple visits, internship, self-study, and home assignments, as I already clarified. Next, ma'am. Here you can see class 6th science subject, how unit-wise distribution of periods and marks has been allotted by the teacher. How many number of periods she has allotted for chapter 1, for chapter 2, 3, and so on. What is the time duration in minutes, what is the time duration in hours, and what are the maximum marks. And how she conclude these 210 hours basically, and she can conclude the marks of science subject. Then she can claim or why she is not forwarding the credit point to the child. Though this is very elaborative, this next year it may change. Mr. Deep Mandal has raised a hand. Sir, I will take you a round later on, sure, for sure. Next, Yogeshwari ma'am. Self-study practice project in hours, 50 hours. Basically, academic hours are also included. Visits, project, exhibition is also included, and self-study assignments are also included. So this is little simpler. How teacher is making 210 learning hours for one subject. Equally will combine all the homework, all the home assignments, model, exhibition. It will be conclude to 1200 learning hours. Here is the sample marks statement, which with allocation of credits. Basically, continuously since beginning, I was raising my voice about the credit score, particularly for each and every subject. For example, 3 credit marks for Hindi, 3 for English, 3 for Sanskrit, and accumulation it would be of 40 marks. Next one. Basically, you are able to see the grade here in the last slide. How it reflects. Basically, what does it mean? Top 1/8 of the past candidates, the creamy layer, they will get the A1. Next category of next one, first top 8th ke niche wala category will be getting A2, followed by B1, B2, C1, C2, D1, and D2. And later on, if they get E grade, it means it's the indication they have to repeat the class. It's an essential repeat as per the grading system in CBSE. Next. Basically, foundational objectives for education as defined as NEP and NCF. There is a shift from concept to competency, as we already done it. If you see in our question papers, you will be getting it in half yearly exams also. We came to learner-centric pedagogy, shift from choice of stream to choice of subjects. If the child is good in skill subject, they can hone their skills also because they will be getting the certification about the same thing. We encourage independent thinking, collaborative and creative ways of thinking, learning, and we felicitate the felicitators with a change and novice mindset. Next one, ma'am. So these are the targeted competencies areas as per the NCrF scheme. How we map the concept, how we define learning outcomes, breaking down of annual plan into weekly and daily and subtasks. That is why we started with the HLP plan as well. That is why we started with the monthly planner also, which you people are getting in form of PDFs as well. How to design a student-led activities also, interdisciplinary tasks, mapping of the concept based on expected learning competencies. Next one, please. So basically this NEP 2020 and NCF 2023, it promote a shift of rote learning to competency-based education. And we are trying our best to make a shift change. Independent research, presenting the same with their classmates through PPTs, through mind maps, enactments, artwork followed by discussions, debates, quizzes and feedbacks, encourages self and peer assessment too. That is why we are going to organize an exhibition on 24th of August. Dear parent, kindly note the date. Whatever they made during June break, it was summer break of good 45 days. Whatever they made that time, they can exhibit their projects. They can exhibit their models on that day. The date is 24th August. So they can exhibit, they feel motivated, and definitely we will be giving credit points to grade 6th, 9th and 11th. We will definitely consider that exhibition also. Creating customized assignment by framing concept-based and competency-based application of the concept learning by deriving solutions for the worldwide issues. Next one, ma'am. Yes, this is additionally, I would like to emphasize on Vidyanjali also, though most likely I'm done with the entire NCrF scheme. Hope whatever research or planning we are doing for your students or for our students can say, will achieve the target at the end of the session, and hopefully will get success. And next time NCrF will implementing this scheme to each and every school, each and every CBSE school. Though we are on pilot project, so we are very happy. We are thrilled to announce that we are the chosen ones. This Ministry of Education started Vidyanjali portal also. Basically, Vidyanjali is an amalgamation of the words Vidya, correct knowledge, clarity, and Anjali meaning an offering with both hands in Sanskrit language, where we started art of giving. The students can offer something or they can do charity as well. So they can register themselves. I think Pratibha ma'am, we also registered our students for Vidyanjali. Next slide, Yogeshwari ma'am. Basically, Vidyanjali is an initiative of Department of School Education, Literacy, Ministry of Education for felicitating the community and volunteers to directly connect to the government, and government aided schools to contribute their services or assets, material, equipments through a dedicated portal. You can note down the website also, vidyanjalieducation.co.in. Next one, ma'am. So kindly encourage your ward. Now come back to the NCrF. We have Ms. Nidhi and Pratibha for middle department, who is looking after for grade 6th, and Pratibha ma'am who is looking after for grade 9th and 11th. Basically, we are targeting these 3 classes this year. So how it's a makeshift 3-year middle department is covering entire 1200 notional learning hour. Here attendance of students must be, it made mandatory, at least 75%. If it is below it, we cannot award that 1 credit score even. Again, I am reiterating, it should be 1, it should be 3 or null and void 0. So minimum attendance in the session is 75 at least. The hours allocated to each academic years and credit earned per year is fixed. As per NCrF, if total notional learning hour for assignment of credit score should education, higher education, vocational education, skill education have been agreed to 1200 per year, for which students, the learners will be awarded 40 credits. So 30 credit, 30 notional learning hour, 1 credit point. ऐसे ही next 30 notional learning hours, second credit. Then 30 more notional learning hours will be counted as 1 credit. This way, child is fighting and fetching the 111 credit score. So either he or she has to be equally, at least attentive. NCrF is not claiming it should be full 100, at least 75 in each and every, area. So curriculum of each subject must be divided as per the hours allocated. We had already taken a workshop of our teachers. They are preparing their curriculum. They are designing it slowly and gradually. Be in touch of your word as well. They will definitely indulge it, because as of now, they are not taking it seriously. We have passed number of messages, we have passed number of statements and notification circulars to the parents, but once we raise the syllabus, once we raise the date sheet to the parent, they are not coming, they are not attending their evaluation pattern or scheme regularly. That is why I'm conducting this workshop well in advance today. We have done for the month of July, but I request, if we carry on with any kind of evaluation in the month of August, please send your child to school regularly. The curriculum, backslide ma'am. This curriculum of each subject is divided, as I say, and credit shall be reflected in the marks statement. You will see in the report card of final examination along with the marks and the grades. These credits shall, as I already shared with you, these credits earned will be deposited in the academic bank of credit, जो आपको APAAR के नाम से डिजिलॉकर में रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा, dear parents. So these credits shall be deposited there in a PAR ID, and digilocker of the student, it would be linked in future. So once we close the session, we got this notification from CBSE. Those schools are on pilot project. Directly, they will get this benefit this year also. Though credit can only be earned in full or no credit, as I already discussed. So please don't come to school. Do not claim this to teacher or subject teacher. बच्चा तो आया था, exam तो दिए थे, फिर आपने 3 credit point क्यों नहीं दिए? Student can earn full credit upon passing a subject after assessment, or no credit or not fulfilling the assessment criteria. But assessment criteria is not the exam pattern only. It covers each and everything. Now handing over to Ms. Nidhi. She is the middle department coordinator. She'll give you full insight about the document or the syllabus or the date, because she also gets to make parents are not taking it seriously. Make them aware about it. So that's all from my side. I have already shared a query form or a QR form, also a scanner on the banner itself. If you would like to raise any question, if you have any suggestion or any feedback about the session, so do scan this QR and share your feedback to us. We are happy to answer your questions at any point of time. You can mail us. Thank you. Thank you, Nidhi ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Nidhi, middle coordinator here. I am here to discuss the National Curriculum Framework, that is NCrF. We have started working on NCrF related to it. The school's curriculum is divided so that each subject has a specific number of hours dedicated to it. This helps ensure that students spend the right amount of time on each subject. When the student is coming regularly, then they will be able to complete their learning hours. As you see, we have conducted NCrF assessment, whose syllabus and date sheet has always been shared with you, but we observe some students were on leave during assessment days. I request you to attempt each and every assessment of NCrF so that you can earn credit score. Yogeshwari ma'am, next slide please. This is the date sheet and syllabus which has been shared with you. but some of the students has not attempted. They have taken leaves during the exams. I request you to please attempt each and every assessment of NCRF. Students must complete full learning hours for a subject to earn full credit. If they do not meet the assessment criteria, they wouldn't earn any credit. It means student can earn full credits upon passing a subject after assessment, or nil credit for not passing a subject. And we are giving homeworks also, projects also, and homework part is also counted in learning hours. So submission of all the work like notebook work, project submission is important to complete learning hours. So I request you to please submit your projects also, your notebook work, because it is being counted to complete learning hours. Yogeshwari ma'am, next slide please. See, this is the table how to earn credit score. Language 1, that is English. English has 3 credits. Language 2 is Hindi. In Hindi, you can score 3 credits, and language 3 is Sanskrit. Score credit score for Sanskrit is 3 marks, and mathematics is 5 marks, science is 7 marks, credit score for social science is 7 marks, credit score for art education is 3.5 marks, physical education is same 3.5 marks, vocational education, as you know, we have taught vocational education also in class 6. We are teaching them handicraft, and vocational education credit score marks is 5, so total is 40. Okay? And each credit score has 30 learning hours, so please complete your learning hours, and then earn, you can able to earn 40 credit marks. Now, I am handing over to Ms. Pratibha Singh Sehrawat. She will guide you about class 9 and 11.
Thank you so very much, Nidhi ma'am, to give insight about middle department. And dear parent, I am requesting you to please send your child on Saturday as well, because we have to complete this 1200 notional learning hours, and we won't be able to complete until unless you are not sending your child, or he or she is not coming, because we are to claiming that we are covering total 1200 national notional learning hours on Saturdays, including Saturdays. But if the child is not coming, so nowadays it is, I think, mandatory situation. It is some serious situation where you have to suppose we are supposed to send your child, and teacher permission is also required if student is going out. And project may change. It is just a tentative project, and we are doing our just process, can research work. So it will be implementing next session. It may change. It's proposed one. Thank you. Please, Pratibha ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Pratibha Singh Sehrawat, Senior Coordinator, taking care of classes 9 to 12. Today, I will be telling about the NCRF related thing of class 9th and 11th. As ma'am has told earlier, that it is a pilot project which is taken over for the classes 6th, 9th, and 11th. As we all know that we have 5 main subjects in class 9 and 1 additional subjects. So for 5 main subjects, after completing your learning hours, the assessment will be done and the students will be getting the full credit score. I am repeating, after completing their learning hours, and for completion of their learning hours, they need to be regular in the school, and whatever homework is given to them, they need to be completed, because whatever homework will be given will have some specific hours that will be counted, so that all together the classwork and the homework, all the activities together will help you in completing your working hours, learning hours, and after that you will be allowed to take your assessment, and passing in that you will be getting the full credit score of 40. Total learning hours, as ma'am has already told us, it is 1200, which is divided as per all the subjects. Fine. And 40 credits are for 5 subjects, and as we are taking one additional subject AI here, Next slide, Yogeshwari ma'am. Thank you, students. As yes, as you all can see, parents, as you all can see on the screen, that how the credit scores have been divided between different subjects, and the annual learning arts have also been given in front of it. So after completing these total learning hours, which is 210 for main subjects, and that is 90, 60 and 40, so that the student will able to go for the assessment and will able to get the credit score, which will be pass over to the next level. That means if the child is in 9th, the credit score will pass over to class 10, and in class 10, CBSE will be giving this credit score, as we will be passing all your records, all the learning hours, every record will be passed on to class 10. For class 10 to CBSE, over there we are getting the credit score from there as well. So try to understand, parents, that this is something which is very, if it will be implemented in all the schools from next year, as we are running this pilot project this year, but from next year it will be there in all the schools, and we surely will be getting the benefit of the pilot project. So make sure that you will be adhering to it. Whatever queries you will be facing, please get back to us. Next slide, ma'am. Next slide, Yogeshwari ma'am. In class 9, we have recently conducted our first assessment for NCrF, so that we can judge their knowledge and we can accumulate we can work on their learning hours. So whatever all the date sheet we have shared in class 9 as well as in class 11 with all the syllabus. Going to parents, kindly make sure that you will make sure that all your students, all your wards will be present in the school. They should be regular, but if any emergency or something is there, make sure that they will be giving their NCrF assessment exam, because it is a must for their credit scores. Next slide, Yogeshwari ma'am. So parents, this is ma'am has given us a insightful information, and we have told us about the different classes. So your support is surely required. Now, Unnati, I am handing over it to Unnati ma'am. Unnati ma'am.
Thank you so much, parents, for your patient hearing. If you have any questions related to today's workshop, you can please scan this QR code, ma'am, please, to post your feedback or queries, and your concerns will be addressed promptly. Thank you once again. Wishing you a great evening ahead. You can also note down our reception number, so that if you have any query, you can contact them. So the number is 999 088 4411. I repeat, 999 088 4411. Thank you so much. Have a great evening ahead.